Hello, grade 9 students. Let's have a short discussion on special right triangles. So, these are the 45, 45, 90 and the 30, 60, 90 triangles. So, for the learning goal, use properties of 45, 45, 90 and 30, 60, 90 triangles. And let's have here a quote from Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Ayun, so that means it's better to give than to receive. We have here the first kind of special right triangle, which is a 45, 45, 90 triangles. That means the two angles are equal in a right triangle. That means it's called an isosceles right triangle. Okay. So if two angles are equal, that means two sides are also equal. So it's an isosceles right triangle. Okay. So it can be obtained from a square also. So in a square, all sides are equal. So if this is 90 degrees, and if you divide the angle 90 here, is equal to 45 degrees each. So we have 45, 45, and 90 degrees. So that means the legs are equal, and all we have to do is to solve for the hypotenuse. That's the diagonal. Yeah, so this squared is equal to x squared plus x squared, right? X here are the sides of the square, so that means they are equal. So adding is x squared and x squared. D here is the diagonal of the square. D squared equals 2x squared. Then get the square root of both sides. D is equal to x square root of 2. So that means in an isosceles right triangle or 45, 45, 90 triangle, we can be able to solve its hypotenuse, okay, without using a calculator or without using a Pythagorean theorem. Can be able to solve it instantly. So three sides of lengths x, x, x square root of 2. So what did we learn about the ratios of sides? Ratio of 45, 45, 90 triangle is 1:1 is to square root of 2. Yeah. So that means if the side of an isosceles right triangle is 6, okay, that means the legs are equal 6, 6. Then what's the length of the hypotenuse? No need to use the Pythagorean theorem. Just multiply the one leg by square root of 2. So the length of the hypotenuse is 6 square root of 2. So that's just an example. So theorem. This is now the isosceles right triangle theorem. In a 45, 45, 90 triangle, the length of the hypotenuse is square root of 2 times the length of a leg. Okay. So yan yung shortcut niya. Okay, so if the leg is 2, what is the length of the hypotenuse of an isosceles right triangle? 2 square root of 2. So if the leg is 3, the hypotenuse is 3 square root of 2. Okay, just multiply one leg by square root of 2. Now let's find the missing side of the here, number 1. So 45, that means this is 90 degrees. This is also 45 degrees. So it's an isosceles right triangle or 45, 45, 90 triangle. So given the length of the hypotenuse is 6 square root of 2. So what's the length of the legs? That's equivalent to 6. Diba? So dito naman, if this is 8, if the hypotenuse is 8, what are the lengths of the legs, which are equal in an isosceles right triangle? Are ST. Of course, all you have to do is to divide 8 by square root of 2. Diba? Kasi dito, to solve for the sides, you divide 6 square root of 2, the hypotenuse, by square root of 2. So, naging 6. So, dito naman, 8 siya. So, the length of A, the legs are 8 divided by square root of 2, or if you rationalize, is 8 square root of 2 over 2, or 4 square root of 2. So, 4 square root of 2 centimeters dito. Dito naman 6. So, yan. 6 4 square root of 2 centimeters. Okay, another. Okay, these are 4 to 5. I mean, yes, 45, 45, 90 triangles. The legs, this is 3, the other leg is also 3. What is this? What is the length of the hypotenuse? Wait. So, the length of the hypotenuse is 3 square root of 2. Dito naman, just like what we have done the previous slide, the legs are 4 square root of 2. Just divide 8 by square root of 2. Ito naman, we have a square. This is 14. Divide mo siya ng square root of 2 to get the length of the legs. So, we have 14 square root of 2 over 2, or 7 square root of 2. Another 45, 45, 90 triangle. Divide 21 by square root of 2. So, 21 square root of 2 over 2. Yeah. This is a shortcut. The wallpaper in the figure can be divided into 4 equal square quadrants, so that each square contains 8 triangles. Okay. What is the area of one of the squares if the hypotenuse of each 45, 45, 90 triangle measures 7 square root of 2 millimeters? Yeah, that's the answer. 24.5 millimeters. What is the area of one of the squares? Dito, example. Halimbawa dito, no. Pag 7 square root of 2 yan, that means this is 7 and 7. So, how can you get the area of the square? Seven times 7, 49. Wait, what is the area of one of the squares of the hypotenuse? Is 49 dapat, no? Kasi yung area na yan, 24.5, that means that's the area of the right triangle. Kasi ang tinatanong dito, area of the squares. Yun. S square is the formula in finding the area of the square. So, if this is 7, 7 times 7 is 49 millimeters squared. Yan. Now, let's proceed to another kind of special right triangle. So, aside from the 45, 45, 90 triangle, we also have 30, 60, 90 degrees triangles. So, let's consider an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle is a triangle in which all sides are equal. That means all the angles are all 60 degrees. 60, 60, and that means 30 each, 30 degrees each. So, if the side is 2x, 2x also. Pag equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal. So, 2x, 2x, x plus x is 2x pa rin. Now, it is the altitude is a. So, using the Pythagorean theorem, we have a squared equals 2x squared minus x squared. Yes, Pythagorean theorem yan. So, for a, okay, let's simplify. 4x squared minus x squared is 3x squared. Let's get the square root of both sides. A is equal to x square root of 3. 3 sides of lengths x to x, x square root of 3. Yan, bale yan yung right triangle dito. X to x and x square root of 3. What is the ratio of the sides of 30, 60, 90 degree triangle? Is 1 is to square root of 3 is to 2. Yan yung ratio ng 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. So, theorem for 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. In a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle, the length of the hypotenuse is twice the length of the shorter leg. That means yung opposite ng 30 degrees. This one, that's the shorter leg. The one opposite of the 60 degree angle is the longer leg. Ito yung hypotenuse. So, it says here, the length of the hypotenuse is twice the length of the shorter leg. So, the opposite of 30 degree and If this is n, that means the hypotenuse is twice n, 2n. And the length of the longer leg is square root of 3 times the length of the shorter leg. So n square root of 3. So example, we have here a 30, 60, 90 triangle. If one of the legs is 5, the opposite of 30 degree angle, this is 5, that means the hypotenuse is 10, 5 times 2. And the length of what here? The other leg is 5 square root of 3. Diba? 5 times 2 is 10, and 5 square root of 3, the length of the longer leg. Another, if the opposite here, the opposite of 30 degree angle, that means the shorter leg is 4 square root of 3 over 3. That means the length of the hypotenuse is 8 square root of 3 over 3. Yan. And here naman, the length of the longer leg is, just multiply this by square root of 3. That means 4 times 3 is 12 divided by 3, 4. 4. Yeah, multiply the shorter leg by square root of 3 to get 4. Naman, multiply by 2 to get the length of the hypotenuse. Okay, another solve. Here, if this is 6, the length, the side opposite 60 degree, that means you divide this by square root of 3. So 6 square root of 3 over 3, that means 2 square root of 3 dito. 2 square root of 3, that means the hypotenuse is 4 square root of 3. Now, dito naman, if this is 8, that means this is 4. Opposite ng 30 degrees. And then this is 4 square root of 3. Now, this is 4 square root of 2. Opposite ng 30 degree here is, divide mo yan ng 2. So, 2 square root of 2 dito. Dito naman, 2 square root of 6. Yan. Find the altitude of the triangle. Dito naman walang given. So, let's skip that. Okay, refer to the figure, find x and y. So, this is 30, 60, 90 triangle. So, opposite of 30 is x. So, that means 1/2 of 32 is x. 16. 16 yung x. Y is 16 square root of 3. The length of the diagonal of a square is 15 square root of 2 centimeter. Find the perimeter of the square. 15. 15 times 4, 60 centimeter. Ano naman yan? 45, 45, 90 degree triangle. The side of an equilateral triangle measures 21 inches. Find the length of the altitude of the triangle. O, paano yan? 21/2 square root of 3, diba? Or 10.5 square root of 3 inches. So, yan. Bale, yung hypotenuse is 21 inches. So, solve for the shorter leg, 10.5. And to solve for the longer leg, 10.5 square root of 3 inches. Which is the altitude. So, end of the slideshow. This is just a short discussion on special right triangles. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.